If you're looking to buy a new gaming PC but you don't know which one to get to fit in your budget, you came to the right video. In today's video, I'll show you my top 5 best Prebuilt gaming PCs for the month of April 2022. Now, I make these videos weekly about the deals of the week, but of course, this week I decided to do the best Prebuilt PCs of the month. So if you're not sure about buying a gaming desktop, I have a weekly video similar to this one, so make sure to click the bell button if you want to get notified when I upload those videos, and you will have all of the gaming PCs that I'm about to mention down below in the description. Without more to say, let's start with the video. With my number 5, and I wouldn't go any lower than this gaming PC, we have this Skytech Blaze 2 for $650. This is a really budget option and it's also a system integrator, so this means that it's actually upgradable down the line. You get the i3-10100F and the GTX 1650. This is basically for basic 1080p gaming, so if you're looking to play at 1080p 60 FPS average in most of the games, of course with the proper graphics settings, I think this PC is actually a pretty nice starting PC, especially because it's a budget gaming desktop. Now there are some things that you will need to upgrade down the line with this PC. The first thing that I would upgrade would be the RAM. You only get one stick of 8 gigs and this is something that will hold you back on performance, so keep in mind that you should upgrade the RAM in the future if you cannot do it right now. Also, if your main games are Valorant, Minecraft or CSGO at 1080p, I think this PC is going to be more than enough. You don't need to spend a lot of money on a gaming desktop if those games are going to be the main games that you're going to play. But if you're going to play games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator, you don't want to get this PC, you want to keep watching this video. And if you have a budget around $650 and you want to play all of those games, I recommend you saving up some money because those are really high demanding video games that not every computer can run. But again, if you want a gaming PC that you can upgrade in the future because you get a 600 watt 80 plus volt power supply and it's also pretty decent for gaming at 1080p, I think this one is a nice starting gaming desktop and it's on sale right now. You end up saving $130, so hurry up if you want to get this one. With the next PC, I think we have a much better option. It's not that upgradable because it's an OEM system, so let's say you want to upgrade the motherboard or the case in the future, you cannot do that, but you will still be able to upgrade things like the GPU, CPU, RAM and storage. But if you're looking for a fully upgradable gaming desktop, this one won't be for you. But if you're looking for a gaming PC that has excellent performance at 1080p right now, that's also on a budget and will last you around 3 years, I think you're looking to the right PC right now because you get the GTX 1660 Super and the Ryzen 5 5600G just for $700, which I think is one of the best budget deals that you can get right now for 1080p gaming. There's no game that you cannot run with this gaming desktop at least 60 FPS on average. Now, if you want to compete on esports titles, this one will be able to handle high refresh rate monitors. One thing that you should upgrade, like I mentioned before, it's the RAM, but if you don't want to do it by yourself, you just click on customize and buy, go to the memory and change it to 16 gigs of RAM, 2x8 of course. And another thing I recommend you upgrading is the storage. It only comes with 256 gigabytes of SSD, so I would actually upgrade it to 500 gigs at least. If you cannot do it right now, don't worry, because like I said before, you can do these upgrades down the line, but you will have to make them by yourself. It's really easy, but if you don't want to make them by yourself, upgrading it on the website is the solution. So let's recap. If you want something that's fully upgradable and decent for 1080p, go for the Skytech one. But if you want the best performance for 1080p right now, that can basically handle every single game today at 60 FPS or more, I think the Victus 15L is going to be the right choice for you. The next one is from AVS and we are talking about the AVS Master Gaming Desktop for $1,200. Now it's unfortunate because a gaming PC like this a couple days ago was around $1,000 because it was on sale, but right now it's not on sale anymore. You can get it at $1,200, but even then I think it's a good deal because you get the i5-11400F. It's a really decent budget CPU for 1080p, and then you get the RTX 3060, which is slightly better than the 2060 Super. Then you get 16 gigs of RAM, so you don't need to upgrade anything here, and 500 gigs of SSD. You also get a front mesh panel, so the airflow is pretty decent for this PC, and overall I think it's a great deal because you get that RTX 3060. So if you're looking for a gaming PC, I think that for the price that you're paying, you're getting an excellent gaming desktop, especially for 1080p. If you want to do some 440p at 60 FPS, it's going to be capable as well, but I would recommend this PC if you're looking to do 1080p 240 FPS on average on esports titles. So if you want to compete on those titles and have have the highest refresh rate 1080p monitor, I think this one is going to be the right one for you. With the next PC, we have a gaming desktop that's on sale right now as well. You end up saving around $100 and I think it's one of the best, if not the best deal on this list. We are talking about Skytech Blaze gaming PC from Newegg. Here you get the i7-11700F, a great CPU for multitasking and gaming. Then for the GPU you get the RTX 3060 Ti version, which is different from the 3060 non-Ti version. Then you get 1TB of NVMe SSD, 16GB of RAM 2x8 of course, a 240 all-in-one liquid cooler for the CPU, and a great front mesh panel, so the airflow and temperatures for this PC are going to be great. The hardware is great as well for the price that you're paying, $1,500 for a gaming PC. That's actually great for 1080p, but I wouldn't recommend buying this PC if you're only going to play at 1080p. I recommend you this PC if you're at least going to do gaming at 1440p, or at least you're thinking about it and you're going to buy a monitor in the future that handles 1440p, 144Hz at least, because if not, I think you're wasting performance. But I would also recommend you this PC if you want a CPU that's better from the last PCs. Maybe you want to do some heavy multitasking, video editing, streaming with one PC. I think this one is going to be way better than all of the other gaming PCs that I've mentioned. Of course, it's going to be more expensive, but considering the market right now, I think the price is actually pretty decent for the hardware that you're getting. And with the best PC of the month, I think is the Skytech Chronos from Amazon. Now, before saying anything, you're maybe saying, well, my budget is not on this list. Let's say you have $4,000, $5,000, I don't know. Well, in the description of the video, you will have plenty of more gaming PCs for higher and lower budgets. So I'm pretty sure that you will find the right PC for you down below in the description. So before you comment, well, my budget is $2,500, what can I do? You will have it down below in the description. But if you're not sure about it, don't worry, leave me a comment and I will help you out. So don't hesitate to ask for my help, because I actually try to respond every single comment that you leave. So keep that in mind. If your budget is not on this list, go to the description, and if you're not sure, leave me a question down below in the comments. Now, talking about this PC, you get the i5-12600K, a 10-core 16-threads processor that's capable of basically anything. Believe me, you don't need the i7-12700K, especially if you're the casual gamer or video editor. But anyway, the i5-12600K will allow you to edit videos even at 1440p or even at 4K without any issues. You also get the RTX, so it's slightly better than the 3060 Ti from the previous one, but I think the biggest difference from the previous one is going to be the CPU and the RAM. You get 32GB of RAM at DDR5 with RGB, and that's also important for some people because this PC has a lot of RGB, a front mesh panel, the airflow is going to be great. So if you want a beast of a PC that will last at least 5 years basically, you get a lot of RAM, so it's going to be great for multitasking, video editing, 3D rendering. You also get the 3070, so for gaming it's going to be way more than you need. For 1440p, 144 FPS, and I think even 4K at 60 FPS on average every single game with the proper settings. I think that for the price that you're paying, you cannot get a gaming PC that will perform better than this one, and it's also a system integrator, so if you want to do some upgrades in the future, you can do it. If you have any questions, once again, about this PC or any of the PCs mentioned in this list, leave it in the comment section. And if you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe, but most importantly, hit the bell button so you get notified when I upload this type of content. And you hear me a lot talking about monitors on this type of videos, and that's because you don't want to waste the full performance of each and every gaming desktop. So if you have a 1440p monitor, you want to go for a high-end gaming PC. Now, you don't have to know anything about monitors, especially because if you click on the top right of the screen, you will have a complete video that's not mine actually, but it will help you out a lot about the top 5 gaming monitors that you can buy right now for gaming. So keep that in mind, you will have some help on the cards in the top right of the screen. Thank you guys for watching, thank you for your support, and I will see you on the next one.